Hello friends, welcome to Prashant IAS. So friends, in the last class we were discussing about Lok Sabha, and in this class we will continue our discussion further. So friends, in this class we will start our discussion with officers in Lok Sabha. Okay, so in this class we will discuss about officers of Lok Sabha. Now friends, the first officer of Lok Sabha is the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay. Now friends, Speaker actually performs two functions. Okay. So there are two functions of the Lok Sabha Speaker. The first function of the Lok Sabha Speaker is to act as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha. So what is the first function of Lok Sabha Speaker? The first function of Lok Sabha Speaker is to act as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha. Now, what does it mean when I say that the Speaker of Lok Sabha acts as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha? So, it means that Speaker of Lok Sabha is actually the chairman of Lok Sabha. So, who is the chairperson of Lok Sabha? Who is the chairman of Lok Sabha? So, Speaker of Lok Sabha is the chairman of Lok Sabha. Okay, or in technical words we can also say that Speaker of Lok Sabha is the presiding officer of Lok Sabha. Now I have already explained you in the lecture of Rajya Sabha that what is the meaning of presiding officer. So presiding officer means that officer who presides the meetings of Lok Sabha, that officer who chairs the meetings of Lok Sabha. Okay, for example friends, if this black rectangle represents Lok Sabha and all these are the members of Lok Sabha, okay, and let's suppose there is a meeting is going on in Lok Sabha, okay, so these all members of Lok Sabha are in a meeting, okay, so then he will represent the Speaker of Lok Sabha, means he is this person in red color. Who is he is the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, means what he will do, he will preside the meeting of Lok Sabha, he will chair the meeting of Lok Sabha, or in simple words you can also say that Speaker of Lok Sabha acts as the boss of Lok Sabha. Okay, so he acts as the boss of Lok Sabha, he is the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, he presides the meetings of Lok Sabha. Okay, so this is the first role of the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Now friends, the second function of the Speaker of Lok Sabha is to act as the head of secretariat attached with Lok Sabha. Okay, now what does it mean? So let's suppose that this violet rectangle which I have drawn is Lok Sabha. Okay, so this is Lok Sabha, and all these blue dots which I have drawn here, these all blue dots are the members of Lok Sabha. So these blue dots are the members of Lok Sabha. And what is this big red dot? So let's suppose that big red dot is the Speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, now friends, let's suppose that this black rectangle which I have attached with Lok Sabha. Okay, so let's suppose that this black rectangle which I have attached with Lok Sabha is the secretariat which is attached with Lok Sabha. Okay, so Speaker actually plays two roles. First of all, Speaker is the head of house. Okay, means Speaker is the head of Lok Sabha, and secondly Speaker is the head of secretariat attached with Lok Sabha. Okay, now what is the secretariat and what is the work of the secretariat? So in simple words we can say that the work of the secretariat is to assist the Lok Sabha in its work. Okay, what is the basic work of secretariat? So the basic work of secretariat is to help, is to assist the Lok Sabha in its work. Okay, so a complete office known as secretariat, okay, is attached to Lok Sabha for helping Lok Sabha in its work. And who is the head of secretariat Lok Sabha? So the Speaker of Lok Sabha also acts as the head of the secretariat attached to Lok Sabha. And definitely the other members of the secretariat are civil servants. Okay, so definitely the civil servants are the part of secretariat attached with Lok Sabha. And what is the work of this office? So the work of the secretariat is to assist, is to help the Lok Sabha in its work. Okay, and later on we will discuss about it in detail. For the time being, you just understand that the very basic work is to of the secretariat is to assist the Lok Sabha in its work. And who is the head of the secretariat? So the Speaker of Lok Sabha acts as the head of this secretariat which is attached to Lok Sabha. Now friends, here you have to remember one thing, that when the Speaker of Lok Sabha acts as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, at that point of time he is not answerable to the court of law. Okay, so what I want to say is, when this person, speaker, acts as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, acts as the chairman of Lok Sabha, okay, and whatever work, okay, whatever work he does as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, whatever decisions he take as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, so he is not answerable to the court of law for his work, for his decisions. Okay, so when this person, speaker, acts as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, at that point of time he is not answerable to the court of law for his work. But friends, if we talk of the head of secretariat, okay, so when speaker acts as the head of Lok Sabha secretariat, at that point of time, definitely when speaker acts as the head of Lok Sabha secretariat, then also he has to do some works, okay, he has to take some decisions, okay, so definitely he has to take some decisions as the head of Lok Sabha secretariat, he has to do many works as the head of Lok Sabha secretariat. But friends, when the speaker is acting as the head of Lok Sabha secretariat, at that point of time the speaker is answerable, the speaker is answerable to the court of law for his work and his decisions. Okay, so speaker is answerable to court of law when he does work as the head of Lok Sabha secretariat. So you have to remember that when speaker acts as presiding officer, then he is not answerable to the court of law. But when speaker acts as the speaker acts as the head of Lok Sabha secretariat, at that point of time he is answerable. Okay, so when he acts as presiding officer, so he is not answerable to court of law, but when he acts as head of secretariat, so he is answerable to court of law. So as presiding officer he is not answerable to court of law, and as the head of secretariat he is answerable to the court of law. So friends, now the next question is that how the speaker is elected. Okay, so just now we have discussed about the speaker of Lok Sabha, so he is the officer of Lok Sabha. So now we have to discuss that how the speaker is elected. What is the process of the election of the speaker of Lok Sabha? So friends, I will try to explain you it very simply with the help of an example. So let's suppose that this black rectangle which I have drawn here is Lok Sabha, and all these blue dots which I have drawn here are the members of Lok Sabha, and definitely we know that total there are 543 members of Lok Sabha. Now friends, as here you can see that these all are the members of Lok Sabha. So what happens that the members of Lok Sabha, okay, all the members of Lok Sabha choose one of the members as their speaker. Okay, so we can say that the speaker of Lok Sabha is chosen by the members of Lok Sabha from within the membership of Lok Sabha. Okay, so the speaker of Lok Sabha is chosen by the members of Lok Sabha from within the members of Lok Sabha. Now what does it mean? So I have told you that these all blue dots. Okay, so these all blue dots are the members of Lok Sabha. Now all of these members of Lok Sabha. Okay, now all these members of Lok Sabha, what they will do, that they will choose one of the member. Okay, they will choose one of the member as their speaker. Okay, so for example, let's suppose that all the members together decided, okay, so all the members together decided that this person will become the speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, so what will happen? So this person will become the speaker of Lok Sabha. So how the speaker of Lok Sabha is elected? So you can say very simply that the speaker of Lok Sabha is elected by the members of Lok Sabha, okay, and from within the membership of Lok Sabha. So here you have to remember two basic things. That first of all, who becomes the speaker of Lok Sabha? Okay, so the first question is who becomes the member of speaker of Lok Sabha. So the answer is very simple, that one of the member of Lok Sabha becomes the speaker of Lok Sabha. So who becomes the speaker of Lok Sabha? So one of the member of Lok Sabha becomes the speaker of Lok Sabha. And the second question is that who elects the speaker of Lok Sabha? Okay, means who give votes in the election of speaker of Lok Sabha. So definitely all the members of Lok Sabha chooses their speaker. All the members of Lok Sabha gives vote in the election of speaker. So the election process of the speaker is very, very simple. Now friends, after this, who is the second officer of Lok Sabha? So the second officer of Lok Sabha is the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, so who is the second officer of Lok Sabha? So Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha is the second officer of Lok Sabha. So now a very basic question arises, and a very basic question should come to the mind of students, that sir, what is the work? What is the function? Okay, what is the function of Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha? What is the work of the Deputy Speaker Lok Sabha? So friends, the answer is very simple. So I have told you that who is speaker. So I have just told you that speaker, one of the function of the speaker is to act as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, means the chairperson of Lok Sabha. He presides the meetings, he presides the sessions of Lok Sabha. Now let's suppose friends that if the speaker is absent, okay, let's suppose that if the speaker is absent, then a question arises, then who will preside the meeting of Lok Sabha? Who will preside the session of Lok Sabha? So here comes the role of Deputy Speaker. So the role of Deputy Speaker is to preside. Okay, the role of Deputy Speaker is to preside the sessions of Lok Sabha if the speaker is absent. Okay, so what is the role of Deputy Speaker? So Deputy Speaker actually acts as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha if the Speaker of Lok Sabha is not available, if the Speaker of Lok Sabha is absent. So friends, now we have another question. So now our question is that how the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha is elected. Okay, so we have discussed about Speaker of Lok Sabha. So it is our fundamental duty. It is our duty to know that how the Speaker is elected. So similarly, if we are discussing about the Deputy Speaker, then it is our duty again to know that how the Deputy Speaker is elected. So friends, the simplest answer to this question is that the election process of the speaker and deputy speaker is same. Okay, so the deputy speaker is elected in the same way as the speaker is elected. Okay, for example, I will explain it to you again in very short. That for example, let's suppose that this black rectangle is Lok Sabha and all these blue dots are the members of Lok Sabha. Okay, now what happens that all these members, okay, all these members will choose one of the member of Lok Sabha to act as the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, so what happens that all the members of Lok Sabha choose one of the member of Lok Sabha as the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. So what happens that the deputy speaker is elected by the members of Lok Sabha from within the membership of Lok Sabha. Okay, so in the simple words we can say that what will happen that all these members together will decide that, for example, let's suppose that this member will become the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha and then he will become the deputy speaker. So the election process is quite simple. Now friends, I have told you that if the Speaker of Lok Sabha is not available due to any reason, then the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha will act as the presiding officer of the House. Now let's suppose what happens that both of these officers, means Speaker as well as Deputy Speaker, so both of these officers are absent from their office. Okay, so what is the case? So the case is that the Speaker as well as Deputy Speaker, both of these officers are absent. Okay, so now the question is that in this circumstance, in this situation, who will act as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha? Who will chair the session of Lok Sabha? So the answer to this question is that what will happen that the members of Lok Sabha, okay, what will happen that the members of Lok Sabha will choose one of the member to act as the presiding officer. Okay, so what will happen that all the members of Lok Sabha will choose one of the member to act as presiding officer. Okay, so for example, let's suppose if this is Lok Sabha. Okay, so if this rectangle is Lok Sabha and all these blue dots are the members of Lok Sabha, then what these members will do, they will choose one of the members from themselves to act as the presiding officer of the House. So this will happen when both of the officers are absent. But friends, now we have another situation. So the second situation is that what will happen if both of these officers, okay, means if there is vacancy in the office of both of these officers, if the office of the speaker is vacant as well as the office of the deputy speaker is also vacant. Okay, and now I have explained you n number of times that how the vacancy can be created. So definitely vacancy can be created due to death, due to resignation, okay, and there can be many other reasons for vacancy. Okay, and if the officers are removed. Okay, so what will happen if the speaker is if the post of speaker, if the office of speaker is vacant and there is a vacancy on the office of deputy speaker, then our question is that who will act as the presiding officer of the house. So friends, what will happen that in this case, what will happen that the president of India, okay, president of India will appoint one of the member, president of India will appoint one of the member of Lok Sabha to act as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha. Okay, so in this case members will not select that who will act as the presiding officer. In this case, what will happen that the president of India himself will appoint one of the members of Lok Sabha to act as the presiding officer of Lok Sabha. So friends, let us now discuss about the removal of speaker and deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. Means how the speaker and deputy speaker can be removed. So now let us discuss about it. So friends, the resolution asking for the removal of speaker or deputy speaker of Lok Sabha must be supported by at least 50 members of Lok Sabha. Okay, so first of all, the resolution asking for the removal of speaker or deputy speaker of Lok Sabha must be supported by at least 50 members of Lok Sabha. Okay, after that friends, a 14 days advance notice must be served on the speaker or the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, so the process of the removal of speaker and deputy speaker of Lok Sabha is same. Okay, so now I will only say speaker. Okay, and you have to understand that I am talking of both the officers because the process of their removal is same. Okay, so what happens that a 14 days advance notice must be given to the speaker. Okay, now this notice is regarding the intentions of the house to remove him. Okay, so this notice is regarding the intentions of the Lok Sabha to remove him from his post. Okay, so first of all, what happens that a 14 days advance notice must be served on him. Means he should be informed that Lok Sabha is in the intention to remove you from the post of the speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, so first of all, a 14 days advance notice must be served on him. After that friends, after the expiry of this 14 days period, the resolution asking for his removal can be taken up for further process, for further passage in the house. Okay, so now definitely what would happen? So definitely the voting will take place, that how many members are in the support of removing the speaker and how many members are in the support of not removing the speaker, or how many members are actually opposing the removal of speaker. So now the question arises. Okay, so now we have a very basic question, and our question is that what majority, okay, what majority is needed for the removal of speaker and deputy speaker? So the simplest answer to this question is that the effective majority, okay, effective majority is needed for the removal of speaker and deputy speaker from their respective posts. Okay, so which majority is needed? Effective majority is needed. Now friends, what is effective majority? So n number of time I have already told you that what is the meaning of effective majority, but don't worry, today I will tell you again that what is effective majority. So effective majority means more than 50% of the total membership of the house minus vacancies in the house. Okay, so now I will explain you that what is the meaning of effective majority if we are talking of Lok Sabha. Okay, so here we are discussing about Lok Sabha. Now friends, what is the total strength of Lok Sabha? Means what is the total membership of Lok Sabha? So the total strength of the Lok Sabha is 543. Okay, so what is the net strength? What is the total strength of Lok Sabha? So the total strength of Lok Sabha is 543. Now let's suppose friends that there are total 15 vacancies in Lok Sabha. Now what is the meaning of vacancy? Vacancy means these seats are vacant. No person is occupying these seats. Now vacancy can be due to many reasons. For example, the death of the candidates, okay, the death of the members, Moreover, the resignation means the members have resigned from their post. Moreover, disqualification means the members are disqualified from their post. Okay, so vacancies can be created due to many reasons. Now friends, okay, so let's suppose that we know that there are total 543 members in Lok Sabha, and let's suppose that there are total 15 vacancies in Lok Sabha. So what will be the effective strength of Lok Sabha? So when you will calculate this, so the result will come as 528. Okay, and so this is 528 is the effective strength of Lok Sabha. Okay, now we have to calculate effective majority, and for calculating effective majority we have to calculate the 50% of effective strength. So we have to calculate 50% of 528. So what will be the 50% of 528? So the 50% of 528 is 264, and we need a number which is more than this, so that number is 265. Okay, so means that when the resolution asking for the removal of speaker or deputy speaker of Lok Sabha is supported by at least 265 members of Lok Sabha or more than that, then the speaker or deputy speaker will be removed. Okay, so this is the process for the removal of speaker or deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. Now friends, let's suppose that a particular session of the Lok Sabha is being conducted for the removal of speaker of Lok Sabha. Now friends, the session which is conducted for the removal of speaker of Lok Sabha, now the speaker of Lok Sabha cannot preside that session. Okay, so you have to remember that if a session is being conducted for the removal of the speaker of Lok Sabha, then speaker has no authority to preside that session. Speaker will not act as the presiding officer of the house for that session. Now friends, similarly, let's suppose that a particular session of Lok Sabha is being conducted for the removal of the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha. So in that session, deputy speaker of Lok Sabha also cannot act as the presiding officer of the house. So he cannot preside that session. Okay, so a session which is being conducted for the removal of deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, so deputy speaker of Lok Sabha cannot preside that session. Or together we can say that if a session is being conducted for the removal of speaker or deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, then that these officers cannot preside that session. Okay, or more particularly speaking, you can say separately that if a session of Lok Sabha is being conducted for the removal of speaker of Lok Sabha, then speaker cannot preside that session. And if a session is being conducted for the removal of deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, then deputy speaker of Lok Sabha cannot act as the presiding officer of that session. Now friends, after this, let's suppose that a particular session of Lok Sabha is being conducted for the removal of the speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, now friends, in that session, okay, now speaker can vote, speaker can give vote during his own removal process. Okay, so let's suppose that in Lok Sabha the voting process is going on for the removal of speaker. Okay, so now as speaker is also a member of Lok Sabha, so definitely speaker can also give vote. Okay, so you have to listen to my word carefully, that speaker can also give vote during his own removal process. Okay, speaker can also give vote during his own removal process. But friends, you have to just keep in mind that speaker can only give vote only in first instance. Okay, speaker can only give vote only in first instance. But if there is any tie, okay, tie means a situation of 50-50. Tie means a situation of 50-50. Means same number of members are supporting the removal of a speaker and same number of members are opposing the removal of a speaker. So in the case of tie, then speaker is not allowed to give his vote. Okay, so speaker can give his vote during his own removal but only in first instance. Okay, now friends, if we discuss about the removal of deputy speaker, okay, then the same thing is followed in the removal of deputy speaker also. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that deputy speaker can give his vote during his own removal process. Okay, so deputy speaker can give his vote during his own removal process, but you have to remember that deputy speaker can only give his vote only in first instance. Okay, so deputy speaker can only give his vote only in first instance. Means if there is any tie, okay, if there is any tie means a situation of 50-50. So in case of tie, deputy speaker is not allowed to give vote in his own removal process. So he cannot give vote in the situation of tie, but during his own removal process, deputy speaker can give vote in the first instance. Now friends, after this, let's suppose that if the speaker wants to resign from his post, okay, means now he no more wants to serve as the speaker of Lok Sabha, then speaker will hand over his resignation to the deputy speaker. Okay, now let's suppose if deputy speaker wants to resign from his post, means he no more wants to serve as the deputy speaker of Lok Sabha, then deputy speaker will hand over his resignation to the speaker. Okay, so the rule is very simple, that speaker will hand over his resignation to deputy speaker and deputy speaker will hand over his resignation to the speaker of Lok Sabha. So friends, let us now discuss about the special powers of the speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, so now we will discuss about the special powers of the speaker. So friends, the first special power of the speaker of Lok Sabha is regarding money bill. Okay, so the first special power is regarding money bill. Now what is that power? So friends, it is the speaker of Lok Sabha who certifies. Okay, so it is the speaker of Lok Sabha who certifies that a particular bill is a money bill. Okay, so speaker has to certify that a bill is a money bill and his decision in this regard is final and binding in the house. Okay, so now what do I mean to say is that let's suppose if a bill is introduced in the Lok Sabha. Okay, so let's suppose a bill is introduced in Lok Sabha. So now my question is that who will decide that whether this bill is a money bill or not? Okay, who has the authority to decide that whether a particular bill is a money bill or not? So he is the speaker of Lok Sabha. So speaker of Lok Sabha has the sole authority to certify a particular bill as a money bill. And once the speaker has certified that this bill is a money bill, then his decision in that regard is final. Okay, so the decision of the speaker in the regard of money bill is final and binding on the house. So this is the first special power of speaker Lok Sabha. Now friends, let us discuss about the second special power of the speaker. So friends, let's suppose that if there is a joint sitting of both the houses of parliament. Now what is the meaning of joint sitting? So the meaning of joint sitting is when the members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha sits together and then they discuss on a issue. Okay, so joint sitting means when Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both of these houses together sits and then discusses on any issue. Okay, so in the yesterday's class also I have told you that who presides the joint sitting of the parliament. So it is the speaker of Lok Sabha. Speaker of Lok Sabha presides the joint sitting of the parliament. Okay, means the speaker of Lok Sabha acts as the chairperson or the presiding officer of the joint sitting of parliament. Okay, so this power is not given to the chairman of Rajya Sabha. This power is given specifically to the speaker of Lok Sabha. Now friends, after this, the next special power of the speaker of Lok Sabha is regarding parliamentary committees. Now I would like to tell you that the committees of parliament are basically the committees of Lok Sabha. Okay, now what are these parliamentary committees? Okay, and what is the meaning of the statement which I have said? This we will discuss later on when I will teach you about the parliamentary committees. Okay, so for the time being you just understand that the parliamentary committees, okay, so means most of the parliamentary committees are essentially the committees of Lok Sabha. Okay, now friends, what happens that if the chairman, okay, if the chairperson of any parliamentary committee is to be appointed or nominated, if the chairman of any parliamentary committee is to be appointed or nominated, then who appoints the chairman of parliamentary committee? Who nominates the chairman of parliamentary committee? So this is the sole power, this is the sole authority of the speaker of Lok Sabha. Okay, so speaker of Lok Sabha has the power to appoint the chairperson of parliamentary committees. Speaker of Lok Sabha actually appoints and nominates the chairpersons of the parliamentary committees. Okay, now what is parliamentary committee? This I will teach you when I will teach you a separate lecture on parliamentary committees. Okay, for the time being you just understand that this is the special power of the speaker of Lok Sabha to select, to appoint or to nominate the chairperson of the parliamentary committees. Now friends, if the speaker of Lok Sabha is a part of any parliamentary committee, okay, so if a speaker of Lok Sabha is elected to any parliamentary committee, then speaker becomes the ex officio chairman of that parliamentary committee. Okay, so what does it mean? So it means that speaker is so powerful that if speaker is the part of any parliamentary committee, then he automatically becomes the chairman of that parliamentary committee. Now friends, let us discuss about the special position of the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So friends, what happens that after 5 years, President dissolves the Lok Sabha. Okay, so what happens that after 5 years, President dissolves the Lok Sabha. And when Lok Sabha is dissolved, so what happens that all the members of Lok Sabha, so let's suppose that this black rectangle is Lok Sabha and all these black dots are the members of Lok Sabha and this big red dot is Speaker of Lok Sabha. So what happens that all the members of Lok Sabha cease to be the members of Lok Sabha. Now what does it mean? It means that all the members of Lok Sabha are no more the members of Lok Sabha. All the members of Lok Sabha are removed from this post. Okay, all the members of Lok Sabha are removed from their post. Now they are no more the members of Lok Sabha. Okay, so now they are no more the members of Lok Sabha. But friends, this scene is not with the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So even after the dissolution of Lok Sabha, Speaker of Lok Sabha continues to be in office till the time new Lok Sabha is constituted. Okay, so Speaker of Lok Sabha does not the Speaker of Lok Sabha continue to be in his office till the time new Lok Sabha is constituted. Okay, so when the Lok Sabha is dissolved, so what happens that all the members of Lok Sabha are no more the members of Lok Sabha. All the members of Lok Sabha are removed. Okay, but the speaker is not removed. Speaker continues to be in his office till the time the new Lok Sabha is constituted after fresh elections. Okay, now why this happens? Okay, so friends, when the Lok Sabha is dissolved, okay, when the Lok Sabha is dissolved, so Lok Sabha as an institution does not come to an end. Okay, so dissolution of Lok Sabha does not means the end of Lok Sabha. Okay, so when Lok Sabha is dissolved, then Lok Sabha as an institution does not come to an end. Dissolution of Lok Sabha does not means the end of Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is still existing. Lok Sabha is still in existence. So what happens that speaker continues in his office to symbolically represents the Lok Sabha. Okay, so what happens that speaker continues in his office to symbolically represent the Lok Sabha. Okay, so this is the reason why speaker is not removed even after the dissolution of Lok Sabha. Okay, so speaker continues in his office till the time new Lok Sabha is constituted. So this is the special position of the Speaker of Lok Sabha. So friends, that's all for today. I hope that you all must have enjoyed the lecture. So if you have enjoyed the lecture, then please like the video, comment, subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, select all, and share this channel to all the people you know who are preparing for UPSC or any other state PSC. Now we will meet in next class. So friends, till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.